Hi. I feel better after that guidance. That's right, dude. Yeah, thank you, Jesus. My problems are the constant sirens and what I listed. The crazy noises in this house and the fucking men coming in and out. That's what I've been tipping to the cops. So look, it's all fucking compiled evidence. That's good. So I don't gotta do nothing different. My ID is listed to this house. I've been here a long time. No, I'm not talking to nobody here. Um, and that was police harassment. I've never had that. Well, you did have that happen on Staten Island, but you know what the difference in Staten Island was? Um, the one time I was harassed by what I believe were dirty cops, I was drinking. That was, wow, how long ago? God, 9 years ago, right? I know. But so that was grounds kind of for them to say I was whatever. It's not the case anymore. I'm totally sober. And this is not Staten Island. We are a mile from the White House. Okay? And where I could walk to the Pentagon. And this is not Staten Island. Thank God. I had to leave. After what I did, I lived there for so many years. I saw a lot. And so when I decided to go crazy on Twitter and hit all the dirty cops in NYPD like I did, I strongly, how do I say this without them saying I'm crazy? I choose to believe that I angered the dirty cops at the NYPD on Staten Island because of the dates. Let's let this noise go by. The dates were intriguing. Staten Island has been structured with mob cops since the 1920s. Yeah. And so I hit a serious nerve, dude. Right. Like, who's this lady doing that, right? Yeah. And they had seen me, that what I alleged were dirty cops on the ferry. They used to kind of remember I used to get really drunk in Midtown and catch the ferry home. These are the things that got me sober because I was by myself. I was really pretty in my early 30s. Yeah, I sobered up so long ago. But, and I was endangering myself. I come home with the rush hour. I didn't do it every day, so let's not get carried away. But there was enough. It was a couple times a week when I had my slip on alcohol. I could go and tell you where I was and stuff. It was right down by in the Wall Street area. I found myself a little Irish bar. I still have fond memories of the Irish bar, but I don't need to be drinking in the Irish bar. I know that. I won't. Don't worry. But I thought it was convenient. Then I could just kind of stumble after my whiskey and my beer to the ferry. Like, that is so dangerous, mommy. Mommy, that is so dangerous. You're by yourself. It's dark. You're in Lower Manhattan. Hello. I am Maria. No, it was stuff like that that got me kind of like, it's time to sober up. You get mugged. You could get hit by a car, mommy. Anything. Please stop drinking downtown like that. And I would go home with the rush hour with all the 9 to 5ers. I thought, alcoholics do that. They say, it's okay because I'm doing this. It's okay because I'm right. No, it's not okay. So, but the what I alleged were the NYPD that worked the ferry, they remember me being blitzed because when I get on the ferry, I'd have beer all the way home. So I was pretty drunk when I got on the ferry. So I didn't have a lot of credibility, and for what I alleged dirty cops, of course they're going to ride that. Of course they're going to use that. But we're not in Staten Island. I got 7 years sober and I do not even need to be living in a house like this. So me even in a place like this is kind of like, whatever the word. It just all makes sense, right? It would cause one to possibly believe that when I say I'm discriminated against with jobs, they might kind of believe that because, like, why is this lady? Yeah, you might want to kind of believe that it's your choice, but it might cause you to wonder, right? Because why am I even living somewhere like this? I know. So, but what I saw in Staten Island was that kind of stuff. I saw that. I witnessed that. And then when I decided to do my go crazy on Twitter in 2017 and hit all the D spots, that's what I was talking about. It was Gambino, Italian organized crime. with the Mexican drug cartel. The Russian mob wasn't so in this. But the Russian mob basically took Staten Island. They took over. That's a whole nother chapter, okay, with the Russian organized crime. But the Gambino were strong on Staten Island with drug sales. So they work with your obvious, the cartel. And that's serious stuff I was putting on Twitter. And I realized that kind of after I'd done it. I was a rookie. You call me a rookie at this. And, oh, they're laughing. You can hear the women up there are laughing. Take note. They're laughing. I'll tweet that. Here, let me do it now. I should film them, right? They're so threatened. Whoever they even are. There's always more than one, too. Let me tweet it right now. Hold on. We'll get back to what I was saying. The women upstairs are laughing so loud. I hear it in my room. There we go. 5:26. That made the tweet. All right. What was I saying? Doesn't matter. I'll pick up to the sort of around where I was. I get a lot of interruptions, but creeps around here. But yeah, so the fact that I'm living somewhere like this doesn't make sense. No. Kind of references why I feel I never got a chance, you know, like just someone give me a chance. But I think a lot of people in the United States are really cold-hearted. But I'm glad for my guidance, because no, that's true. That was police harassment. And I'm not in Staten Island. No, we're far away from that. We're right by the Pentagon. I got too many friends there. Oh, I do. Although I have said mean things. Yeah, they can understand, right? You understand? Sometimes I get real mad. But I'm okay. She's obviously so scared she's laughing. So scared of me she's laughing. And she couldn't produce ID to say who she even is, dude. I'd like to see the cop ask them for ID. They won't. That's not what I'm alleging is even happening at this house. And I know I was touching on this, so let me just kind of bounce around. What I was saying about what I witnessed in Staten Island is a lot like what I'm seeing here, where I allege a gang of dirty cops at a precinct for whatever organized crime is smuggling the drugs in, hold stash houses. And it's their job, the precincts, is all layers to protect it. And it's a lot like Staten Island, where they actually have multiple units in these houses, which often are illegal to fire and codes and such like that. But they rent them. It's all Gambino. Because the Gambinos in Staten Island are into real estate. Big time. So the Gambinos own, just let me bounce. This is fascinating if you're listening. I'm not going to do a whole thesis and lecture, but just catch the bulletins. The Gambinos, when I was in 2017, when I went crazy on Twitter and did, they own the properties. They own the real estate brokers, the whole thing, real estate, okay? I can't do all the details for you. I'm very sorry. Another time I'd love to. And they own the properties. So then they make a few of these properties, while they're making all this money doing real estate stuff, into their Gambino narcotic stash houses, all right? They'll say, more sirens, I'm going to plug my ear. The Gambinos will say someone else owns it. They'll have somebody who comes there every day, does work on the house, let's just say, because the sirens are too hard. I just can't take it here anymore. But they'll put a fake person that says they own it, when it's actually the Gambino organized crime that owns the house. One of these capos will be owning the house on the books. All right? And that's the stash house I'm talking about. Now, I believe this is not going that far. But this guy has gotten a few different letters with his mortgage company lately. I've noticed that. I think they're really trying to turn this into a stash spot. But in Staten Island, it goes back to the 1920s. This is structured. So they have these stash houses that organized crime Gambino. I put that over my account. It's them. They're into the narcotics on Staten Island. They all have their thing they do, okay? They do their drugs with, okay, I've already repeated this 3 times. So they have some of the houses they own, they make into narcotic stash houses, and they have like the 120. I still don't fall back on that. 120 is all mixed up with this. Not all the cops there, but they had a handful of cops at the 120, like I allege here with the DCPD in this jurisdiction, that protect those houses, dude. And so, like I said, they're making all this money. Like, this is a Gambino would figure this, right? I'm going to make this house that I own, tell other people that someone else owns it. So no one really knows who owns it. It's not me, Mr. Gambino, right? And I'm going to rent it to people off Craigslist, wherever. I'm going to rent some of the units. I'm going to make all this money, right? That's what they think. And I'm going to do the drugs there too, right? And this is how they think they're going to handle things. If somebody who they move in, one of these Gambinos moves someone in off the internet, complains about baggies or crack pipes or mad traffic and stuff, and they're like scared, or rightfully like, whoa, where did I just move into, right? And they start calling the police there. That's when Gambino will take action on Staten Island and have their police from what I allege the 120, I allege that, come on up. You have to be in the 120 jurisdiction, but the Gambino houses they were all in West Brighton. I could give you detail, but or why don't you just try to come be my friend and talk to me? Anyway, so like West Brighton is jurisdiction for 120. So then they send the little dirty cops up there to harass the fucking person calling. Right, take them to the night ward, arrest them for disorderly conduct, whatever they can do, okay? Get them out of the house. Get them out of the house. Right, and keep that stash house going. Right. That's what I believe. I do. So that's what seems like is happening here. And when I called the 911 that night, I didn't say this to the cops. This is federal stuff. You don't generally do that. And I know that. And I have a criminal justice degree, so I really know that. You just kind of don't. I disclosed and made sound, whatever the word, standing and whatever the word, to call the 911 to have the cops come. And I knew they had discretion. And I gave them enough to make, I would assume they'd make the right decision, but they chose to not. They chose to ignore it, throw their hands in the air and say nothing's wrong with this house. And then they both left. They were, remember, waving their hands around. It looks like what I would interpret is that same cop came back. I would imagine he's got to be one of, however, this is working, one of their PDs. And he came to knock on my door, and they both had black gloves on. And it looked like they wanted to haul me off. But I think what prevented it was I'm way too calm, I'm way too sane. I didn't threaten anybody. They can't go that far and say that. I mean, these women are up there laughing and giggling right now. And I have ID to this house, so it backs up that I've lived here for a while. They just moved in. And let's not play games. Like, let's be adults. I had just called the same cop and that dude in the house, and like, how far you want to take this, dude? So my guidance was good. It was actually just police harassment. If they would have had the opportunity to haul me off, they would have, but they couldn't. I had ID, and I'm way too fucking calm and sane, and I'm very sober. But I do appreciate an authority official person saying it smells like high hell in here, because that's the fire department saying it now. And that's the DC Northwest jurisdiction also confirming that now. So no, I'm not imagining, nor am I having delusions. It fucking stinks like high hell in here. All right? And today is a good day. When I called the fire department, it was on a scale of 1 to 5, a 3. And when I'm tweeting, it reeks, it's a 5. There's something wrong with this place, man. And the landlord should be on top of that, but he's not. He's telling me I'm imagining that. So I appreciate my guidance. They're not going to bother me. That's good. And I'm not on Staten Island. No. But for some people, although this has been a really quick synopsis, why they're laughing and giggling in their room, I hope people understand what I did and why I bailed out of New York. I hope that gives you some idea, because that's the kind of stuff I was fucking putting on Twitter like a rookie. Dates that go back to their... I don't want to get too in detail because it's kind of scary stuff that I was alleging about the Gambino. Was, I went through the whole 5 families, the neighbors, West Brighton, the neighborhoods. I got. You think I didn't? Go look at my archives on my original account. Every neighborhood in Staten Island, I hit what one of the 5 Italian organized crimes, right, was dominant there. And then I hit, was the stash house, was it gambling? Oh, I hit it all. And then I hit the precincts and I went there. Yes, I really did. You know what? I think some people believe me. I really did. Why don't you go look at my archives? You can verify that. That's how I got the colonel's attention. All right. I really hit. And I believe. I choose to believe. Okay. For any other people who want to call me crazy, I'm not. I'm very rational. I choose to believe I angered the dirty cops in NYPD on Staten Island so much so by putting that all over the internet that I could no longer stay on Staten Island. I had to move away. So when I write about how I miss New York and I lost like my life I'd known there, I was going to get a law degree and stuff. I mean that. But through my investigation when I was a rookie in 2017, I realized through my investigation, it has to be verified, but a lot has kind of since then been so. But I realized I'm better off that I didn't end up practicing law there. It would have been something that was smoke and mirrors and nothing that was really cracked up to be. I'm really glad. And, you know, I might end up opening a restaurant. You know, I don't know. But these police here in D.C. need to stop harassing me at this point. You need to stop. I am not your problemo. I am the witness, and I have every legal right to report noise. I mean, they're obviously not scared. They're up there laughing now. Why don't you come here next time and ask everybody for their ID and do better police work, because you know you can. Don't come with no black gloves to my door, Papos. Okay? Come and ask everybody for their ID, make notes, and then do all this stuff, okay? Por favor. All right? And I will continue when they're not laughing and getting what I allege to be high on drugs to call 311 because I'm tired of the nuisance, all right? And if there's weird men coming in and out, I have every legal right. Especially when they're coming up on my taxi cabs and shit, dude. You cannot argue this no more, all right? Stop coming to my house, por favor, all right? Gracias, adios.